Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marco Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
For the first time, we are hearing from the new owners of the San Diego Padres. Thank you for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Jose Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones lead the new ownership group that spent nearly $4 billion for the franchise. And that's a new record high for Major League Baseball. This afternoon, they talked with the media about their plans on and off the field and the organization's role in the community. KPBS reporter John Carroll was in that room, and he joins us live with more from Petco Park. Hi, John.
Hey there, Maya. Fans here at Petco have been streaming into the park for over the last couple of hours. And when they get inside, they cannot help but see one of many signs, all with a very simple message. That is, welcome Kwanzaa and Jose. They, of course, the newly minted owners of the San Diego Padres. Just 3 days into their team ownership, they met the media today, and let's just say the atmosphere at that news conference was electric. Jones and Feliciano walked into the strains of a special bit of music, a song Jones co-wrote to honor the spectacular catch Fernando Tatis made several days ago. Jones and Feliciano are not new to sports ownership. They co-own the famous English soccer or football team, Chelsea FC. During the news conference, they both talked about how happy they are to be in San Diego. They paid tribute to the late Padres owner Peter Seidler and talked about how they plan on continuing his commitment to community engagement. I asked them to expand on that and talk about the unique opportunity they have here, being on the border.
It's a gateway to the world. It's global, it's diverse. So when you hear us talking a lot about San Diego as well as Baja, it is to honor and to recognize that again. And I'm gonna go back to our friends, Sequan tribe. Think about it. You all were here before a whole lot of us were here. Ancestors and ancestors and ancestors that understood what then was the global nature. We're just continuing all of that.
Now, the fans that have been pouring into the stadium tonight are here to see a game with the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Padres kicking off a 3-game series with the Pirates, beginning here at 6:30 tonight. Live at Petco Park, John Carroll, KPBS News.
And outside of the historic acquisition costs, the Padres' new ownership group is breaking barriers not commonly seen in Major League Baseball. Jose Feliciano was born in Puerto Rico and is now the second Latino principal owner in the Baseball League. That has stirred excitement within San Diego's Puerto Rican community. Carmen Acevedo is a board member at the House of Puerto Rico. She says thousands in the local Puerto Rican community are big baseball fans and proud of the Padres' new ownership.
As soon as you hear that it's a Puerto Rican with a big achievement, you just get pride. It doesn't matter who is it. And then Jose has humble beginnings, and he had developed his life, his business, and now becomes the owner, the first Puerto Rican owner of a team, a sport team.
Entrepreneur and philanthropist Kwanzaa Jones is the first Black person to own a majority stake of a Major League Baseball team. She happens to also be born and raised in Los Angeles. It's a major milestone for San Diego County and the country, in fact, says San Diego Black Chamber of Commerce President Donna DeBerry.
For me, it's really about creating this direct bridge from the legacy of Negro leagues to like modern era. And like I said, this is a historic moment that really changes the face of sports leadership. It breaks that century-old glass ceiling, and it proves that diverse leadership belongs absolutely at the highest level of American business.
And the sale of the team comes 2.5 years after the death of former Padres owner Peter Seidler. Tomorrow night's Padres game will feature a celebration of MENA heritage. That stands for Middle Eastern and North African immigrants. Coming up, we'll hear from community advocates in El Cajon who say more needs to be done to get an accurate count of those who make up these significant communities. San Diego police responded to a potential threat at Mount Carmel High School this morning. The school day continued as normal once law enforcement declared the campus safe. The school was in Rancho Penasquitos was put on lockdown until around midday today. Police say the threat came in as a phone call and was determined to be unfounded. They are now working to determine its source. Mount Carmel is part of the Poway Unified School District, which provided updates on the situation to parents. Well, it is not cooling down anytime soon. The National Weather Service has issued a heat advisory through Friday for San Diego County. KPBS environment reporter Tammy Murga says forecasters expect many parts of the region to break their low temperature records.
A strong ridge of high pressure is floating above the southern U.S. That's what's making it hot here in San Diego County. Casey Oswand is with the National Weather Service.
The coast will be in a heat advisory, but people shouldn't see that and think, oh, it's not going to be hot, because it will still be in the 90s, especially more of those kind of inland coastal areas.
She says people who don't have air conditioning in their homes will be looking for relief. Efrain Vargas lives in Pacific Beach. This is what works for him.
What we do, we'll crack one end of the window and the other end, and it's not too bad, but I definitely noticed last week we got a little hot.
The National Weather Service expects low temperatures across the region to break records this week. That means there won't be much relief at night.
If it's hot during the day, especially in California, it cools down at night. And that not only is refreshing, but it really gives our body time to relax and time to heal and sort of calibrate ourselves back to some sense of normalcy. And when we don't have that, that means that our bodies are being taxed by high temperatures all the time.
Carlos Gold is an assistant professor at UCSD. He says these lingering heat waves can put a lot more people at risk.
If you're experiencing heat for the first time because you're living in an area that was all of a sudden getting these heat waves, maybe you're not well prepared. Maybe you haven't realized, maybe we haven't encoded that decision. When it's hot outside, I stay inside.
Oswald says temperatures will be slightly cooler starting this weekend.
People might not really notice at that point because it will only be probably 3 to 5 degrees cooler on Saturday. The weather pattern does look to shift a little bit for early next week, which may provide a glimmer of hope for some people.
Tammy Murga, KPBS News.
New safety rules for e-bikes are going into effect around the county with the aim of protecting kids and teenage riders. But local advocates say the real issue is a lack of safe places to ride. KPBS reporter Jake Gada and iNews Source reporter Katie Futterman with our Public Matters partnership have more.
In San Diego, e-bikes are surging in popularity.
Partly driven by teenage riders like Kyron Tanberg.
I like riding my bike because it's made me so many friends. Since I'm homeschooled, I don't really have a school to go to make friends, but I've made countless friends just from riding my bike.
As e-bikes get more popular, though, there have been a lot more crashes and injuries involving kids and teens.
That's led cities like San Diego, Chula Vista, and others to pass rules for kids and teens on e-bikes.
But a recent UCSD study also highlighted the importance of safe bike infrastructure in reducing injuries.
Teen environmental advocate Casey Gupta said San Diego County is seriously lacking on that front.
There has been a failing of our elected officials to invest in protected cycling infrastructure. The evidence is crystal clear that protected infrastructure saves lives.
And Ian Hembry from the San Diego Bike Coalition also said protected or separated routes around town are the most important factor in bike safety.
The mission and the goal is that we have a huge network of regional bikeways that include primarily Class 1 mixed-use paths or Class 4 separated bikeways, because these are the bike infrastructure that is statistically proven to keep people safe and also encourage people to ride a bike.
There are several different types of bike lanes. Classes 1 and 4 are separated or protected, while 2 and 3 offer no physical protection.
San Diego County has more than 1,800 miles of bike lanes.
But only 264 of those are Class 1 or Class 4.
Countywide, it may look like there's a full network, but if you only count protected or off-road paths, a lot of connections between communities disappear.
Tandberg, our teenage rider, said these gaps keep him confined to his neighborhood where the roads are safer.
I don't have to worry about cars like going super fast, and it's pretty chill. Granted, there's a couple people who will run a stop sign and drive on the wrong side of the road, but for the most part, I feel safer on neighborhood roads.
Bike advocates say the gaps are because of an inconsistent approach to building bike infrastructure.
San Diego City Council member Raul Campillo introduced the city's e-bike restrictions, and he agrees this approach makes it more difficult.
The whole program as a whole is it's really hard to effectuate it all because you kind of go piecemeal by piecemeal, a little bit here in this district, a little bit here in that district. And what we need is an influx of funding that helps us fix the road at its base, then repave it with fresh asphalt, while we design it to be safer for bikes and people walking and cars driving.
Campillo helped keep the city's team of traffic engineers dedicated to bike and pedestrian safety in this year's budget. But KPBS recently reported how budget issues led to a decline in new and improved bike lanes built by the city of San Diego.
And cities like Oceanside and Chula Vista are facing similar budget challenges, stalling progress on their planned networks.
In Chula Vista, a Class 1 bike path runs along Palomar Street but ends a few blocks short of Rancho Del Rey Middle School. Chula Vista Councilmember Michael Inzunza said he wouldn't want his own child riding on high-speed roads with only painted bike lanes.
If you're asking me, is it safe for a 12 or 13-year-old to ride adjacent to a car going 70 miles an hour? The answer will always be no.
We asked Inzunza if the state should pick up the tab to build safer infrastructure.
Should they or could they?
Both, either.
Well, the answer is absolutely. I mean, that goes without saying. But will the state invest billions of dollars when right now we're right now in budget cuts?
But Hembry said our political leaders need to find a way.
We say that safety is our #1 transportation-related priority, but we need to put our money where our mouth is, where our values are, where our goals are. And if we don't do that, we're just going to have the status quo, which is getting people killed.
The city of San Diego said in a statement they consider a range of factors, including traffic volumes, bike demand, and community feedback to determine where improvements are needed.
And that was KPBS's Jake Gata and iNewsSource reporter Katie Futterman with our Public Matters partnership. You can learn more about Public Matters at kpbs.org. A decision today by the U.S. Supreme Court will potentially impact how Americans vote in the upcoming general election. The 6-3 decision allows the Trump administration to move forward with a plan to restrict mail-in ballots. However, it opens the door for more legal challenges. The decision only applies to whether states had the legal standing to challenge the order, not on the legality of the order itself. This all stems from an executive order from March, which calls for the creation of a list of eligible voters in the U.S. and for the Postal Service to only deliver ballots to those individuals. The San Diego City Council has officially repealed a 2022 ballot measure that allowed taller buildings in the Midway District. KPBS Metro reporter Andrew Bowen says the measure was already invalidated by a judge.
In 2022, a slim majority of voters said yes to Measure C. It exempted the Midway District from San Diego's 30-foot coastal height limit. It was the second time voters approved such a measure, and both times a judge overturned the election's outcome, saying the city hadn't properly analyzed how taller buildings might impact the environment. Councilmember Jen Campbell says she disagrees with the judges, but
the court has ruled. And we have exhausted all legal appeals. Our case was not taken by the Supreme Court, and so we're stuck with what the Superior Court ruled. And we must abide by the court's writ of mandate because we believe in following the law.
The uncertainty around Midway's height limit has also impacted the 48-acre sports arena property. The city and a team of developers are working on plans for a new arena, park space, and more than 4,200 apartments. Roughly half of them would be affordable for low-income renters. A new bill in Sacramento would protect that project from future lawsuits, but it hasn't passed yet. So for now, the city's 30-foot height limit is still in effect across the Midway District. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
Middle Eastern and North African communities have many different ethnicities and nationalities, but the U.S. Census still counts them as white. A 2025 state law and updated federal policy requirements are changing this, but they are years away from implementation. KPBS East County reporter Elaine Alfaro says advocates have asked El Cajon City Council to pass a resolution supporting implementation of the state law.
This is our 5th time speaking at City Council specifically about this issue, and we again respectfully urge you to recognize more than 25,000 of your Middle Eastern and North African constituents.
That's Ryan Fan from Mejdal, the Arab Community Center of San Diego, speaking at an El Cajon City Council meeting this month. He says without the correct demographic data, these communities don't have the representation that they deserve, and they shouldn't have to wait years for equitable treatment.
If thousands of your community members aren't being represented in the data and don't feel seen or heard by their own city council, how can you even imagine that the city is a community?
Sami Mansour is with the National Network of Arab American Communities. He says this issue impacts public health research, education, and economic growth.
When we don't have good data on who we're serving and how we're serving them, and when I say we, it could be a nonprofit, a researcher, a health clinic, a city government, Department of Health and Human Services, all right, all of those are encompassed by this. When we provide services or we do studies, we want to know what the needs are first, identify, but also what the outcomes are.
In 2024, the Biden administration updated the census guidelines to include a Middle Eastern and North African category. And in 2025, the California legislature passed a law that requires state or local agencies to use separate collection categories for major Middle Eastern or North African groups. But Mansour is sounding alarms because the Trump administration has yet to include the category in the upcoming American Community Survey, which will be done next year ahead of the 2030 census.
We're concerned about the success of the 2030 census because it takes years of planning in doing that. And if it doesn't get done accurately, you have to wait another 10 years. So that's 2040. And so that's another decade of less effective and efficient government use of our tax dollars.
El Cajon Deputy Mayor Michelle Metchell is in favor of a local resolution supporting action on the state and federal levels.
I'm certainly willing to help this group get the recognition that they need. I mean, bottom line, what does it hurt? Who is going to be hurt by it? How is it going to affect negatively on other groups? I don't see how it can.
But she needs another council member's support to get it on the agenda. Elaine Alfaro, KPBS News.
Well, we are dealing with some pretty active heat across the interior Southwest, just sweltering heat. It's going to be a big weather week here for us as the worst of the heat escalates Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Some areas will dabble near record highs, and this time of the year, if you're near a record high across the interior deserts of the southwestern U.S., man, it is hot out there. So the heat's escalating. Even near the coast, it's going to be very warm, if not hot, along the coastline. The peak of the heat mid to late week, and another side story will be the marine cloud layer that kind of develops late at night, and it'll become mostly cloudy late at night and kind of humid out there. 72 is about as low as we go for the coastal areas, including in San Diego. Tonight, 65 in Ramona. 80's your low in Borrego Springs, and it is off to the races during the day tomorrow. 109 in Borrego Springs. Just a few very small-scale, isolated thunderstorms may break out over the mountains of the interior with a hint of the monsoon moisture there. but the balance of the time will be dry, even in the mountains, and the desert floor, a really hot place to be. Isolated monsoon thunderstorms, but the heat is the big story here. We're going to be around 110 to 120 degrees in some of those hot spots. You can see a heat advisory here continuing up into Los Angeles and other areas. Extreme heat warning in effect for many other folks across the interior deserts, and heat advisory in effect here for us in San Diego itself. So very hot, not just here in Southern California, but also across the interior Southwest with record challenging heat in various areas from Texas into Southern California. Sweltering Tuesday. We got the red on the map. It is going to be hot on Wednesday as well. We're highlighting the monsoon thunderstorm footprint that'll be most widespread to our east. Stray thunderstorm may break out over the mountains and maybe even isolated desert locations as well. But the heat's the big story through Thursday. A desert scorcher, even very warm near the coast. So while the Great Lakes and Northeast are running cool, it is staying hot all week long in the Southwest. By the numbers, here we are, rising into the upper 80s, 88s at the coast Friday and Saturday. Hot weather out there. Inland areas, 99 Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's the peak of the heat here on average across the area, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Mountainous areas, spotty storms with a hint of monsoon moisture, most likely Tuesday, a little less likely as we get deeper into the week and we warm up here. And in the deserts, isolated desert thunderstorms with the monsoon moisture, 112, 111 Wednesday and Thursday, still 110 Friday into Saturday. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Cornish for KPBS News.
Today is the first day of classes at SDSU. Many incoming students spent their high school years adapting to the world of AI. Jen Sullivan tells us about new safety features for ChatGPT amid a string of lawsuits.
Artificial intelligence chatbots can respond to any type of question, so it's no wonder 70% of kids 13 to 17 say they're using AI tools to help with homework, according to a recent survey from Common Sense Media. So how can parents ensure their kids are using it safely?
Our safety work is never done.
Laura Jonas is the head of youth well-being and families at OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT. OpenAI recently rolled out its new ChatGPT for Teens feature aimed at keeping teens safe. Users who identify at sign-up that they are under 18 will automatically be placed in protective settings. When it comes to AI sites, ChatGPT is the most popular among teens, with more than half saying they've used it, according to a Pew Research Center study published in December.
The goal is for this to be a learning tool for teens.
The new features include things like suggestions for minors to take breaks after they've been active for 90 minutes within a 3-hour window. Parents and teens can set quiet hours where ChatGPT is unavailable. There's also a study hours mode that gives directions, not fast answers.
This is 24/7, 365, a continuous effort to make sure that we're getting teens the support that they need in the moments that they need it.
OpenAI has faced scrutiny over concerns that ChatGPT can harm young people, including lawsuits from families who allege that ChatGPT contributed to their child's suicide. The company has pushed back on those allegations. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
This Friday marks the annual San Diego 48-hour film project, where teams of filmmakers have a single weekend to make a short film. KPBS cinema junkie Beth Accomando lets a veteran participant explain the appeal.
Fernando J. Huerto is a professional stuntman and fight choreographer, and he loves putting those skills to use for the 48-hour film project,
in which you have a weekend to shoot, to write, to shoot, and to edit and upload your film. Friday, our team gets together. We get the genre, the line of dialogue, the prop, and the character that is required in the film, and then we brainstorm and try to come up with a script.
Huerto has gone through this process 19 times already. He loves that it forces him and his friends to make a movie instead of procrastinating.
That's what I like about it. It forces us to be creative. It's challenging, but I like the challenge because as a director, it trains me to make strong choices immediately. I'm forced to make confident choices and stick with them. For me, as an actor and a director, it helps trains me to make those choices and not be like, I'm not sure, maybe we'll try this. You have to make those choices now.
2 years ago, he shot at Les Girls Theater for a 48-hour film project called Les Shift. In keeping with his love for Hong Kong-style action, he didn't start choreographing the key fight until he got to the location and saw what it had to offer: a stripper pole.
We've done fight scenes and stunts for the past 15 years. We already have a system of how to do it. And when I make a movie, I don't pre-choreograph. I don't do rehearsals or anything. We come up with everything on the day. It's that training. It's that doing this style.
Clean hit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know, when you do something over and over, you get really good at it. For us, actually choreographing the fight scenes and doing the fight scenes is the easy part.
And he confesses he's become addicted to the experience.
And away he goes. Most people get hung up in this section right here. Oh, but not Tim.
Yeah, just doing this, it just helps me become a better director, and it helps me become a better leader. I'm able to train myself how to make confident decisions in a short amount of time and think creatively.
This Friday, Huerto, along with teams of other filmmakers, will race against the clock to write, shoot, and edit their short films for this year's 48-hour film project. Beth Accomando, KPBS News.
Wow, he makes it look so easy. We wish them the best of luck. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Enjoy your evening.
Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following: and by viewers like you. Thank you.